Hi guys, it's Kelly Lativola here, and I am back with another video sponsored by Simon Says Stamp. And today we are using, I'm so excited about these. These are new stamps from Simon. This is called the Earth Has Music, and then the sentiment set is called Uplifting Sentiments. So what I'm most interested in talking to you about with this set, like they're totally beautiful, is the artist that drew them. Her name is Stephanie Lowe, and very quickly, let me tell you what I'm doing here, and then we'll get back to Stephanie because she's amazing. So I'm using some Distress Oxides, smush them down on that Ranger craft mat. You guys see me do this 100 times. I absolutely love this technique. It makes for such fun backgrounds for really beautiful floral pieces. It makes fun backgrounds for any kind of pieces, but I just like flowers. But anyway, so I wet the top left and bottom right, and then I'm just adding pigment in with a number 8 round brush from the Silver Brush Company. It's going to look like a big old hot mess, but it's fine. That's how watercolor always looks before it dries. So Stephanie Lowe. So anyway, I've worked with her products before when I have done things for spellbinders, and I absolutely love her style. She started actually as a tattoo artist, and then I'm not sure what her story is and how she made it into the stamp world, but I'm so glad that she did because I just love her images. She's endlessly talented, and so when I saw this feather floral set come out, I knew right away. I was like, that's Stephanie for sure. So super excited that an artist that I really admire and a company that I absolutely love have kind of come together. So anywho, the Distress Oxides, I'm just continuing to layer them. I'm being a little bit conscientious about making sure like my cracked pistachio is next to my squeezed lemonade versus being next to the picked raspberry because I didn't want like a muddy old mess. But other than that, I'm just slapping it down there until I'm happy with the saturation. Now remember, when you're doing anything watercolor, whether you're using like real, I don't want to say real because that sounds so like, I don't know, snotty real watercolors, because I prefer actually distress inks and distress oxides. But like if you're using something like a Daniel Smith or a Koi or something that is intended to be a more traditional watercolor versus a distress ink, a distress oxide, any of those things, the way that they dry is different, and they dry back. They're all going to dry back lighter, but the way that they dry is a little bit different. And so you'll see when I'm picking my colors to color on top. The video that I did just the other day, I told you that, I haven't had any issues coloring over Distress Oxides, and that is true. However, I do notice because Copic's mix in the fiber of your paper, that when you color over Distress Oxides, the Copic marker has a tendency to sit a little bit more on top. So it gives you time to blend. It gives you more time to blend. But that can also mean that your colors come up a little bit lighter. So I probably went a little bit overboard in reverse, but we'll get to that when we get to that. So I love the sentiments. I think that they are amazing. Anything that's like encouraging, uplifting, I'm totally all about that right now, just because of the spot I'm in my life. And because I appreciate it so much when people do it for me, I am totally down to do it for other people. I love the font on this. It's kind of like a, almost like a scratchy, like you can see where it's like skipping. I think it's so cute. I am so grateful for you. I'm grateful for you guys. I'm also grateful for my friends in my life that I have reached out to me, called me, I've had long conversations with, and so that's who this card is for. This card is actually for my friend Jana. She and I had a wonderful long talk very early on after the decision was made about the new chapter of my life, and she was amazing. She's always amazing, and just really kind of talked me through some things that I was having trouble with, and I'm very, very grateful for her. And I'm going to move on now because I will start crying. So I used Intense Blacking from Simon Says Stamp to stamp down. I used 2 of the 4 feathers. So the one has the hibiscus and the other one has the daffodils. I was totally drawn to both of them, and I was like, which do I use? Which do I use? And then I was like, you know what? I'll use them both because it's my card and I do what I want. That's where we're at. So because I wanted it to be one layer, I am using some Eclipse masking tape to go ahead and make sure that I can cover those areas up, and then just stamping, masking until I'm happy with where it's at. So this is so funny, this girl's trip. So I was talking to my girlfriend Dawn, and she was like, "Are you packed yet?" And I was like, "Packed for what? Packed for what? For the weekend? Like, no, no, I got a few days before I have to go throw some things in a bag and hope that, like, wing and a prayer, I got something that matches. Like, I don't know how you guys pack. And I know some people are like super methodical about it when which is still how I pack when it comes time to pack, honestly. Like my mother would always have me like make a list, like go through your routine every single day, start in the morning, go all the way down to night, and make sure you write everything down. And then you can go through the list. But then, like, when it comes to, like, clothes or shoes or whatever, I pretty much just throw stuff in a bag and hope that I have something that matches. Like, I grab things, and as long as I have a couple of neutral bottoms, I figure, like, I'm basically good to go. I mean, I'm not going to end up looking completely heinous. Coloring, super quickly. So, daffodils are the basic... When I looked at them, okay, so I wish I would have done the white ones. I'm going to be straight up honest. I wish I would have done the white ones with the orangish yellow centers. What I ended up doing was the yellow ones with the orange centers. Because you know how I am about the Google. I go and look at the images. But I don't think that it's terrible, like, as far as fitting the background, but because there was if you look in that top left-hand corner up there, there's so much blue there, and I colored the yellow right over top, it ended up being kind of like a pretty neon turquoise green. But I wish that I would have done the white, because then you would see more of that blue and the card wouldn't feel so heavy with the green and the turquoise, which is basically how it feels to me at the end result. Now, I'm not saying that it's ugly or that I dislike it. I'm just saying if I had to do it all over again, but you know, I only make things once, so I'm not doing it all over again. This is what this is. I would have changed that. So if you're looking to mimic the card, or, you know, try something like this, with the daffodils, if you're going to do a background like this, maybe try doing the white ones. And if you were doing the white ones, you would just use, a C family or a W family. The toners or the neutrals would also be acceptable. I don't own them, but, those would also be acceptable to use, because I just felt like, it really brought out that green. And then also, because of the way that the colors landed, I feel like I lost a lot of the pink. Like, I just feel like I lost so much pink, and I love pink, and I wish there was more pink in it. But, you know, decisions were made. It is what it is. The card still came out super pretty, and the images are still, you know, very clear. It's still like design wise to look at it. Everything is still good to go. So, you know, I'm not going to be mad at it. I'm just going to next time, you know, I'll know better, and then I'll try something. I'll try something different the next time. It's just paper, folks. So yeah, back to this packing. So I pretty much just like anytime I go to retreat, like we've talked about retreat before, if I'm leaving on, like a Thursday morning to go to retreat, I am packing either Wednesday at approximately 2 a.m. or I am packing Thursday morning. If I'm leaving at 10, I'm packing at 8. This is no joke, people. And when I pack, just completely haphazardly, I have to have, so let's say I'm going to retreat for like 4 days. I have to have, I don't know, bare minimum 16 outfits. That I know how that sounds. Like, I know how it sounds. And it's super cute when, like, you see on Pinterest and they're like, capsule wardrobes and 16 ways to wear the 4 items that you pack while you're on vacation. That's all well and good. But the reality of the situation is, it might rain. I might feel fat that day. Maybe I just want to be in a t-shirt and jeans, and if I had only packed like a tank top and a pair of shorts, then I'm stuck with that, and I don't want to wear that. Or what if I need a hoodie? Like, that's just how my brain operates. I like to have options in my crafts. You know this. I told you I've had full set syndrome. I really like to have the options for what I'm going to be doing. It is the same exact way with the clothes that I wear. And it's not even like super fancy, because like when I go to retreat, I mean, I basically spend, I don't know, 75% of my time in my pajamas. Like my profile picture, the one that says, but first coffee, that's legitimately me, a picture in my pajama top. No joke. The sun is out. You see it in the photo. The sun is out. It is about, I don't know, 4, 5 o'clock. And I am already in my pajamas. In the hotel bar, nonetheless. I have no shame. I'm totally classy. That's just how I roll. Comfort is important. It's important. So I'll probably pack at least like 2 pairs of pajama pants for my little girls' weekend because because I love pajamas pretty much. And then as far as shoes, like I'll probably wear my Converse to travel in because those are super comfy. And then I think I'm really just going to bring maybe like 1 pair of wedges and some flip-flops. Like I'm not trying to be all fancy AF here. Like I don't have time for it. I'm going so pretty much I can hang out with my girlfriends and laugh a lot. Like I fully intend on getting like a full ab workout just from the laughter. So that, and then sleeping. Oh my word. Oh, the sleeping. Like, that's just, is that sad? Like, when you get to the age where you're just so excited about just being able to sleep and not be interrupted by, like, an alarm for work or having to make breakfast or whatever. Like, I just want to sleep until I get up. Like, I hope these girls know that I love them so much, but, like, I'm not getting out of bed. They might have to I might just take up residence in bed for the full time, and they may just have to, like, come, like, do a rotation of coming to visit me in the bed. That may be what ends up happening. I'm not really sure. So, anywho, what's it? Isn't that cute? I picked it up from my friend Angela. I think it's so adorable. I called her Angela. I never call her Angela. That's so weird. Angie. So I really love these images, and I think, okay, so if you watch, or if you subscribe to the Simon Says Stamp channel, or, I don't know, was it on her personal? I can't remember. Anyway, Nina Marie, who's also very talented, super amazing. She actually did a watercolor with these, with this set, and I think it was the hibiscus that she did, and then also the sketch lotus, which I used earlier in the week too, so if you're a fan of that. And they were so stunning. I mean, they were just absolutely beautiful. I think I would really love, because I know I'm going to use these again. Like, they're just so, like, my style, right up my alley. I just think it would be really pretty to be able to take the time and do them more detailed, like more traditional feather versus like a teal feather. Not that that's not pretty, it is. But to do that, and maybe some no line coloring or watercolor, colored pencil, something like that, where you would have a more detailed look or a no line look. Because I just think that they're just amazing. Hers was beautiful. So anyway, we've done this technique multiple times. I'm probably not telling you anything that you don't know unless you're new here. And then welcome to this super cool thing I'm about to show you. I'm going to put a drop shadow in. This is going to lift up my feathers and flowers from the background and give it a little bit more dimension. So I like to do my shadows as if I have my light sources in the top right-hand corner, which means my shadows will be to the bottom and the left. I'm starting with a C5 and I'm going to work out to a C1. I'm only going to show you the whole thing with the C5 just so you can see where I'm laying the shadows. If you do something like this, I don't want to rob you of the idea of where you would put those, because I know shadows can be difficult. But I'm only going to show you a little bit of the C3 and the C1 because it's the same placement. It's just really kind of blending it out. And so, like I said, the Copics tend to sit a little bit longer on top of those oxides and be a little bit softer. I realized after I did all of the other things that I never colored in the stamen for the daffodils, so I went back and did that with an E59. And then I'm just adding a couple of little white dots to kind of break up that color and bring in a little interest to the hibiscus and then also the inside of the daffodils. I like to outline all of my images. I know several of you have suggested restamping them in the Misty. I tried that once. It didn't work for me. My image shifted. It was my own fault. It was user error. But until like after that, I was just too nervous to do it. So I outline all of them. And I think that it's really important, especially when you're using distress oxides, because they dry with like that chalky finish, that it really, like, you need that bold line. I added some glitter pen because everything should be glittery. And then I went back in with some white. I can never remember the name of this. I don't know why it always eludes me. It is the Enamel Accents. Ooh, pulled that out of there. Yes. Enamel Accents. There's a white and a black in the package. I used the white to just add some dots to the plumerias, whatever, you know what I'm saying? in the hibiscus, and then a couple of little dots like where the stamen are on the hibiscus, and then that's it. That's the whole card. So thank you guys so much for joining me. Don't worry, there will still be more videos to come. I think we're getting back into a better routine, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.